G'day throttlers, welcome back to the channel. Now I have got a special guest coming straight down the camera lens to you guys today. I'm excited by this one. I've got my Royal Enfield t-shirt on for the occasion. Now as you guys know, up until not too long ago, I had a Royal Enfield Continental GT 650 sitting in my garage and I loved it. It was a great bike. It just wasn't getting used enough, so I sold it to a very, very good dude down the coast who's absolutely loving it as well. Part of owning a Royal Enfield is the fact that you're part of a community worldwide that is passionate about the RE brand. And in Australia, there's no one more passionate about the Royal Enfield brand than this man coming up right now, Mr. Jimmy Swan. Up until recently, his blog was called REB 500, based around his Royal Enfield Bullet 500cc. He's now got a whole range of Royal Enfields and he's become the Enfield Guy. So without further ado, folks, I want to introduce Mr. Jimmy Swan to you, and I encourage you to go over and check out his stuff and support him as well. Over to you, Jimmy. Thanks, mate.
Alrighty, hey Rob, how you going? Thank you so much for having me on Throttle Downunder, and g'day everybody, my name is Jimmy Swan, also known as the Enfield Guy across social media, and today I'm going to tell you all about the Enfield Guy. So as I mentioned, my name's Jimmy Swan, the Enfield Guy. I live in Sydney, Australia, and I have got a bit of a Royal Enfield problem. When I say problem, it's a good problem to have. So I've had a passion for Royal Enfield for a long, long time. I started a blog in about 2015 called REB 500, which was on Facebook, and it was really just an opportunity for me to share, what I was doing with my Enfield, or my bike at the time, which was a 2010 Royal Enfield Bullet, and the name REB 500 was the name of the page at the time, which sort of, later changed to the Enfield Guy. Having that Facebook page was an awesome opportunity to be able to share, like I said, my story with people who were like-minded enthusiasts, and sort of capture the attention of a lot of the guys and girls living in India who are using Enfields as their daily commuters, as was I at the time. And yeah, a lot of pictures that I'd share or footage that I'd share of me being on an Enfield crossing the harbour bridge just sort of blew a lot of people's minds. So it was really cool to start sort of my journey sharing those things with guys overseas, and that page sort of fast became a bit of a melting pot of stories and custom ideas and stuff like that from people all around the world. And I try to facilitate the opportunity for people to share builds that they'd sort of created over the years. We had an annual sort of top 10 shootout or countdown, as well as to the top Royal Enfield builds of the year, which we still do. And yeah, so the Enfield Guy kind of started off as that. Branched out into Instagram as well, and YouTube just really sort of kicking off. It's been there for a little while, but haven't really done a lot with the channel, and that's sort of, I guess, why I'm on here today, just to sort of let you guys who might like Enfields to know it's there, and if you're interested to sort of jump on and have a look. But yeah, I guess the YouTube channel is looking to do, a lot of DIY stuff for Enfields, for, a few different models. A lot of group rides, MotoVlogs as well, and, interviews with people who work for Royal Enfield. I've been fortunate enough in my sort of journey in sort of documenting my travels with Royal Enfields to have met a lot of the guys and girls who are responsible for bringing these bikes to you. Guys who are in the design process, in the marketing teams, the owners of dealerships and, distributors, around the world as well. So I'm looking to bring a lot of that content to you. Because I found sort of, doing the Facebook thing was great, but you're kind of limited to the amount of content you can pump out there and it have, the same impact as YouTube can have. Well, that's sort of in my opinion after sort of doing that for 5 years.
Yeah, look, Jimmy, I absolutely agree, mate. I think that YouTube has a greater reach and a lasting impression on people when it comes to trying to build a community. Facebook's fantastic, but to be honest, I think more and more people are going away from Facebook and into things that are a bit more interactive like Instagram and YouTube. So yeah, you're making a really good decision by pursuing the YouTube thing. It's a lot harder work, as you probably know, but the potential of growth there is amazing. All right, Jimmy, what's next, mate?
So yeah, I reckon it's time to go and check out some bikes. So let's head on downstairs to the garage and check out what we got. Righty, so first up we're taking a look at my 2010 Royal Enfield Bullet. This bike came under a few different names. It was an Electra, I think it came under a EF5 Bullet Deluxe, Classic Deluxe as well. So around that 2010 era when EF5 had just been out a year or two. For the export market I think it went under a few different names, but as you can see this one's had quite a few different sort of changes to it. New tank, custom made in India. The exhaust as well was made in Thailand a couple of years ago. A couple of prayer flags brought back from a trip through Himachal Pradesh, and yeah, you can see I've kind of turned it into my own. This is the first Enfield I had, and probably one that I'll never part with. It's stuck with me quite a while. Alright, so we're going to look at the Royal Enfield Interceptor 650 Twin. This is a 2019 model. This bike I've been waiting for a long time. It's absolutely beautiful in every sense. It is a magnificent commuting bike, great road bike. The ergonomics of it sort of speak to the Bullet, and I absolutely love it. It's perfect for me for commuting on my way to work. Also, if I'm going for longer rides with some of the other Enfield riders, it's just absolutely perfect for freeway riding and also a little bit of off-roading as well. So I haven't really done too much to this bike yet. Changed the exhaust out, put on some wrap as well. I mean, it's just cosmetic really. I think the note that I've got at the moment is sounding pretty good. It's nothing like the original or AEW pipes that are absolutely insane, but yeah, still mucking around. I've got some cutaway pipes I might try out as well. But for this bike, actually I'll be changing this into a Scrambler. I've got ideas for a tank and also just to get some, perhaps some of the Pirelli Scorpion all-terrain tyres on there, or some Hyde Now Scout K60s, but we'll have a bit of a look at that. There'll be a complete series of changes for this bike, so make sure you check it out on my YouTube channel. And Rob, lastly, I've got my 1961 250cc Clipper with me. I thought I'd put it side by side just with the Interceptor, just to give you a bit of a look at the, you know, some of the DNA that's still shared between these two bikes. I've had this now for about maybe 3 or 4 years. Probably gets ridden about once a year. I try to keep it in sort of show condition. This for me was just one of those bikes that I couldn't pass up. It landed in my lap at a time I wasn't expecting to buy a bike, but just by pure coincidence, the timing was good and the price was right, so I grabbed it. There is a video I've got on my YouTube channel that sort of goes through a little bit more of the bike and a bit of a ride, but yeah, this is sort of what pure motorcycling is all about. It's one of the ones that came out of the Redditch factory back in the 60s, not made in India, in Chennai. The gearing's opposite on this one, so you've got the clutch on the right hand side and the brake on the left, so it takes a little bit of adjustment to get used to when you get out on it, but yeah, it doesn't get ridden too much these days. But as you can see, and you'll see from some of the footage I'm sort of flashing up now, these two bikes, you know, the stylings of them, over the years a lot has changed in terms of, you know, improvements, but that sort of ergonomic riding position, overall length of the bike, and you know, colours, stylings, you know, the typical Royal Enfield things are still definitely there. That's why I love them.
All right, Jimmy, thanks heaps, mate. I really appreciate your time. To all my viewers, I encourage you highly to go over and check out Jimmy at the Enfield Guy. He is on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube now. There's a whole lot more YouTube content coming very soon for the Enfield Guy, but all of the links will be in the description below. Go and check Jimmy out. Thanks for your time, mate. Until the next video, folks, throttle on, stay safe, see you later.
Like a bird on a tree,